Hi. First of all, judges, thank you for selecting us as part of the top 5 in this Genesis SuperAI pitch. For all the other audience, my name is David, and I'm from Peris.ai. Right now, cybersecurity, especially legacy cybersecurity, is facing a hard time because 73% of companies are still using tools built in 2010. Meanwhile, nowadays, the bad guys, the threat actors, are already using AI to break into companies faster than any human team can respond. So your antivirus from 2010 are a piece of paper against these AI-powered attacks. So that's why we built Peris.ai Fusion, an agentic AI orchestration platforms that detect, responds, and adapts to cyber threats in real time. And it hyper-automates your security workflows and let you put in AI agents to work alongside your team. So let's dive into some cool features within our platform. Creating playbooks used to be a tedious task, but with our playbook wizard, it now feels like you have an expert blue team making it for you. Even better, she provides intelligent suggestions on how to improve your playbook based on your auto-scan topology. You can add orchestrator agents and chain it with another specialized AI agents to make faster, smarter decisions. And with 50 integrations tools available out of the box, our platform can automatically distribute the cases to all the agents that you have already deployed. You get full visibility into how many agents are actively working on the cases, which cases they are handling, and the real-time triage and prioritizations process. Each case is tracked across its life cycles, so you know exactly at what stage it's in and what's next. What makes Fusions truly unique is this. Your human security team can chat and work side by side with AI agents, as if they were additional team members. So welcome to the era of human and agentic AI collaborations. And of course, the results, faster mean time to detect, with less people and 46% less total cost of ownerships. 19 enterprise clients chose Peris.ai to defend what matters most: governments, banks, hospitals, manufacturers. We are securing real infrastructures every single day. And the question is, when a big competitor aggressively lowers their price, what would Peris.ai do? Our response is simple. We don't compete on price, we compete on value. Big companies often focus on their existing enterprise customers. We focus on mid-sized businesses. We are offering flexibility, localized solutions, and interoperability. Things that larger vendors can struggle to do. We are not trying to replace their enterprise solutions. We are addressing a gap in the market where those businesses need a faster and more collaborative approach. While larger vendors are focused on their current business models, we are moving quickly, integrating into existing cyber tools that our customers have already purchased. So we are adapting to the needs of our mid-sized customers. The next question is about licensing versus pay-as-you-go model. Now, a licensing model gives us predictability and stable revenue, which allows us to continuously invest in our R&D. Our target customers often operate in a tight budget, so they prefer simplicity or a fixed cost rather than worrying about spikes in usage fees. And it also helps us build longer-term relationship with them with annual or multi-year license. It reduces churn and makes it easier to roll out new features. But as of we are talking now, Olivier, currently we are doing also integrations to the AWS marketplace. So it gives low barrier to entry to our new customers and lower resistance. And it will give a more data-driven insights to us. So currently, we are also looking forward to integrating into the marketplaces. So thank you.
Thank you, David. So yesterday I asked a question on market expansion, and you'd mentioned that you next month are expanding to the Middle East. So tell us what needs to change to win the Middle East? Maybe technology, maybe product, maybe implementation, maybe approach, go to market. Right? Walk us through that.
So we are not entirely focused our expansions to the Middle East, but then the inbound requests from our potential partners coming. Our focus is to strengthen our turf, which is Southeast Asia and Asia Pacific as a region. But whenever there is an opportunity comes from MSP, then we are happily enough to explore and see if there is any interest moves. What moves the fast, we are going with them.
Okay, and these inbound requests, are they happy just to take the product as is, or do they have input and say, hey, for this to work for me, I need it to be X or Y?
Not technicality, but then from naming, we have a naming from, for example, Peris.ai, Brahma Fusion. Apart from the names, they are happy enough with the functionality.
And thank you for nicely answering those questions and putting it even in a deck. That was really nice from yesterday as a follow-up. Just then, a follow-up on that question, like, do you have an onboarding tool for customer? Meaning specifically, can I scan my environment? I mean, yesterday you mentioned you have like up to 50,000 connectors. How does it work if I sign up today? I want to use your solution. Like, how quickly can I scan my existing systems? And then again, you mentioned, for example, AWS integration. Follow up to that. Are you currently integrated into all the different cloud platforms? And does it also work with on-premise, for example? Just a little bit further detailed clarification there.
Sure, thank you. So currently, 70% of our customers are doing on-premise deployment, meaning that they are working in a contained air-gap situations. Currently, yes, we have an auto-scan tools that we run in the beginning of our deployment to see all the cyber tools, topology networks, and then integrate as much as possible, although they can also put in manually, whether in some cases we don't recognize the new tools or technology, but 50 tools, cyber tools is already available out of box from our platforms. And our next goal is actually when you go to Peris.ai, www.peris.ai, you can schedule a demo or book our demo. Our goal is actually to make it like product-led growth, that you can also register, you can put in your website domain, which infrastructures and cloud environments that you are using now, and just integrate our hyper-automation platform.
Well, yesterday you mentioned your sales cycle is about like around up to 6 months. What are your strategies to sort of reduce the sales cycle or increase your contract value?
Yes, thank you. So, yes, in the beginning, my hypothesis is because we are also exploring in the beginning, how can we give them the best value propositions? What should we do in the middle of this big elephants and big players vendors? And we find out that hyper-automations, connecting tools from player A to player B is what they need the most. And my hypothesis is and even now, we are doing implementations as long as in 3 weeks. So the 2 quarters is actually when you beginning introducing your platforms until the commercial process ends, it takes 6 months. But after that, we are shortening the process into as long as 3 weeks from the starting of giving our value, talking with our customers until the purchase order is coming into our platform. So it's getting shorter. And number 2, we are working with distributors, MSSP, and partners to speed up the process because they know the regions, they know their customers, and we focus more as a principal, as an R&D partner for them.
And just lastly, you mentioned earlier localized focus is your focus. Can you just elaborate what you mean with localized focus on that?
Thank you. So the foundational model that we built can be fine-tuned. And this fine-tuning process happens inside the customers, learning all the cyber threats, incidents that this AI agent is currently processing. It will weekly fine-tune and becomes more specialized toward the customers.